That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
He'd changed since the last summer. Instead of Bermuda shorts and a t-shirt, he wore a button-down shirt, khaki pants, and leather loafers. His sandy hair, which used to be so unruly, was now clipped short. He looked like an evil male model, showing off what the fashionable college-age villain was wearing to Harvard this year. He still had the scar under his eye, a jagged white line from his battle with a dragon. And propped against the sofa was his magical sword, Backbiter, glinting strangely with its half-steel, half-celestial bronze blade that could kill both mortals and monsters. Welcome to Of the Oldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Taylor from Cabin 6.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. I don't know if I have a good quip today. All I got is just the fact that Luke mentioned that they're all cousins, and I can't stop thinking about that now. That's all.
We did just talk like 2 episodes about how Hercules is related to himself times like 5.
Yeah. They're my 2 favorite cousins. And then that also makes me think about Sailor Moon and how they made the lesbians into cousins. So they're all lesbians now, I guess? That's the quip.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, if you want to take the Christian way of looking at things, we're all cousins.
Yep. Uh-huh. We're all related to Adam and Steve.
Mm-hmm. My favorite gay couple. You don't know, maybe they were polyamorous.
Listen, I ship Eve and Lilith. That's just me. That's my Bible ship.
Yeah, doesn't everybody have a Bible ship?
Jesus and Judas!
No. Jesus was having a thing with Peter. You know that.
Jesus had 12 boyfriends and then a girlfriend.
No, 13. He had 13. Because after Judas left, there was a replacement.
There was? Okay. You know what? I don't know Christianity that well. I may have went to Catholic school, but they didn't teach me shit.
Yeah, I've noticed Catholicism doesn't really push the details.
No, instead they tell you about, like, the feelings and the stuff you should not do. As in, they don't talk about sex. Yeah, they don't talk about gay, they don't talk about sex. There's a lot of not talking about stuff. Especially the details.
Cool. Let me join that religion right up. Okay.
This is now a Christianity podcast?
No. I'm turning this boat around.
Please
before
do. Well, we are on a boat.
Too far. We are, and we're having the worst family reunion ever.
This is a great transition, thank you.
For the love of the gods, Hermes, thank you so much for sending us into a trap to save your bitch-ass son. And Lucas being a racist ass to Tyson. Well, actually, that doesn't surprise me. Our suspicions are confirmed that Luke killed Dahlia despite being saved by her. Seriously, can I set him on fire? Is fictional murder okay?
Yes.
Good. We also find out Half-Bloods are joining Luke's army in hopes of jigsawing Kronos back together again like some freaky Humpty Dumpty. And there's spies at camp? What is this fucking chapter? I'm gonna go lie down now.
I love that one sentence of your... That was beautiful. Jigsawing them back together like Humpty Dumpty. Thank you. That was beautiful. I need fan art of Kronos' Humpty Dumpty now.
I'm very funny on paper, but not in person.
No, you're funny in person. It's just a different kind of funny. You go like this is beautiful, and then you get your deadpan beautiful, like, you're just...
I've been told at work I need to stop saying, like, really terrible things and then smiling about it.
Yeah, probably.
It's okay. I don't do it to the kids, just my coworkers. So where are we? Well, we're still in that boat. Probably on the way to Florida. That's sort of what's implied.
We are in water. You know, you could just talk about the ocean.
No, because that'll make me even more sad than talking about the state of the rivers. There is a goddamn trash island in the ocean.
Does Wally live there?
You don't know about this?
No.
It's like a mile wide, like, floating thing of trash. Here, I'll send you a picture of it.
I hate this so much.
Pacific Trash Island.
I don't like
It's called the Giant Pacific Garbage Patch. Oh, there's 2 of them. I didn't know that.
That's even
There's the
worse!
East Garbage... There's an Eastern Garbage Patch, or the North Pacific Subtropical High, and the Western Garbage Patch. Here, I'm just going to share my screen.
I know you're saying
Zoom
garbage patch, but my brain is just saying cabbage patch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shout out to my cabbages.
Yeah. This is just...
No!
It's just a whole fucking... It's
Literally,
a goddamn
why?
island. Yeah, there's so much... It just sticks together.
Literally,
It's awful.
why?
Yeah. So that's why we're not talking about the ocean, just in general.
We've done it. That was it. That was the ocean talk, and now we're done. We now made everybody click off of this podcast because they're depressed.
Well, at least we didn't go into the oil spills.
No, I don't need this in my life. I want to talk about the escapism. That's it. That's what I'm here for.
Or the dying coral.
I want to hear your other rant, please, Taylor. I want to go to that one, because that one's more enjoyable to me.
You want to talk about why the fuck are we, and talk about ancient Greek burial and funeral rites?
Yes, I do. Okay, I know I talked to you about this before, but I think I need to mention it on the recording as well, how I specifically took a class in college, a religion class, because it was about death and dying, and I was like, oh cool, we're gonna learn about, like, ancient funeral rites, and, like, death gods and underworlds, and, like, we're gonna learn about, like, other religions and how they view death. And then we talked about, like, euthanasia, and I'm like, what the fuck? We had, like, 2 days where we actually talked about what I wanted to talk about. 2 days. What the hell? They lied to me!
It's okay. I took an art class that was supposed to be feminism in literature, and we get in the first day and she told us she didn't want to teach that and just only taught modern art. Guess who hates modern art, but I needed the credit.
Okay, that's not allowed. That should not fucking be allowed. Like...
It's fine. Thanks, college. Yeah. So, I'm gonna talk... Okay. I'm not gonna make this long. But
we gotta talk about it.
They put Kronos in a sarcophagus. And I get that it works for what they're trying to do.
Yes.
But if we want to keep with the ancient Greek and even ancient Roman themes, a sarcophagus would not be used in any ancient burial rites.
Nope.
There was some trading between ancient Greece and Egypt, but it wasn't a whole lot, so they might know about sarcophagi, but it wouldn't have been, like, a whole lot. You don't really see as much merging of Hellenistic culture with Egyptian culture until Alexander the Great. So that's just my first point. We do get a good look when we see the funeral shrouds in the first book. That would be similar to how Sparta would do it, especially if you were a warrior. I don't know why that word won't work in my mouth. But, so, the whole idea there was either you were supposed to come back victorious or die trying, and hence the funeral shroud would represent your body that wasn't supposed to come back if you failed. So, that, I'm fine with. Whatever. You also might sort of see that with Athens, which Athens would probably be our biggest focus when we think about ancient Greek culture, even though there were several provinces and city-states called polises, if you really care. Or polis, or poli. That's where we get metropolis from.
Nerd alert.
But often when we think of culture, we often associate it with Athens, and when we associate fighting style, we often associate it with Sparta, despite there being hundreds of these poli. So, when we looked at Mycenae, they do sort of like how we do it, where they would, like, lie in state, and you would be put in they were called burial chests. They were Lernakes, something like that.
That sounds about right, yeah.
And so, like, what we think of with a casket today. And then they would be buried with, like, their jewelry, weapons, etc. And, like, they would even, like, do a procession like we do, but with a funeral cart. So, they also did something we do now, which is reuse the grave later after the body's been decomposed.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of Greece's islands, you have limited amount of space. But there has been one huge, like, mass grave found in Marathon, where you can even see, like, horses that were sacrificed. The ones that carried the funeral carts there. So, up until the Bronze, up through the Age of Heroes, which is, like, this age we often go back to, think Hercules, Perseus, etc. These group burials were pretty common. So when we think of the stories that they're telling in these books, it would be more like the Mycenaean period with how they would bury their dead. So there would likely be a casket, but it wouldn't be extravagant. It would literally just be sort of a box.
It would not be a sarcophagus.
Yes.
Sarcophagi are Egyptian.
Yes. If you were to go with the Athenian culture, which is what we see more of in these books, you would actually most likely be cremated.
Yay!
Once again, lack of space, but it was also seen as a way to be egalitarian in death. We think about the rise of democracy in ancient Greece, this idea that all men are supposed to be equal. Everybody is equal in death if they're just burned up.
Yeah.
However, the cemeteries were still big and extravagant, but we also start to see the decline of group. Yeah. But once we get back to people like Philip II of Macedon, who is Alexander the Great's dad, that's when we start to see the extravagant tombs that you might associate with ancient Rome. And that would have been where, around the time when you might see sarcophagi really permeating the common culture, but it wasn't ever really a thing in ancient Greece or ancient Roman culture. They just sort of knew about it because Egypt.
Yeah, as much as, like, the cultures meshed and, like, their religions kind of, like, meshed a little bit, you didn't really see sarcophagi in Greece?
Yeah, it was not a thing. So, I mean, I get why they used it. I totally get why
it's for aesthetic.
Rick chose it. It's, yeah, the aesthetic works. But I just wanted to point out,
just that no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, Taylor, for teaching us more than my death and dying class did about different cultures and their funeral practices.
I am a fan of anthropology, which is sort of what that falls under.
Yeah.
My dream someday is to teach an anthropology class, because it falls under the social studies scope, so I'm legally allowed to teach it.
Maybe, I don't understand why this religion class was like, let's talk about assisted suicide. Like, yeah, let's talk about that.
Did they even connect it back to religion?
Yeah, in a way. Dude, I blocked out so much of that class because I was like, this is depressing.
It's funny, because one of my most depressing classes in college was the history of mental illness, but it was also probably my favorite class in college. It was fascinating.
I mean, that sounds more fascinating than what I
and it was taught by... Yeah, it was taught by somebody who had bipolar 1, too, so it was also, like, meaningful.
Good shit.
And it was also when I was diagnosed with bipolar 2, so she was, like, my mentor as I was...
Good shit.
Navigating that. I miss you, Mary. I hope you're doing well in whatever religious space you chose after death. I don't know what there is.
I don't know.
I just don't want to, like, think about her just rotting in the ground, so that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
It be your turn.
It be my turn. Alright. Well, in case you missed it, but I love that I'm my own sound effect. I'm gonna start off with the, God, can I even say this? Drakaina? This is what I found that was similar to what they saw in the chapter, which I think it's spelled like similarly, but it was more like Drakaina.
Yeah, I believe it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's the same.
I think this is what I found. So
Drakaina.
Drakaina? That makes sense, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the spelling will, I assume, be in the description.
Yes. Drakaina is what it is.
So it's a female serpent or dragon with human-like features. Is it saying that Python is one of them? Possibly? So, okay. So Python being a giant snake that Apollo slayed at one point, which is where you get the word Pythia for the oracle. Fun shit. It's associating that with these. Makes sense.
So it's just a female dragon.
Yeah, it's the feminine form of Draken, which is another thing that they technically talked about in this chapter too. I mean, we could talk about dragons, like it's dragon. I don't think there's actually a difference.
I don't think so.
I think in the series they try to be like, oh no, drakens and dragons are technically different. And I'm like, no, there's no difference. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah. In the actual mythology, it looks like they're the exact same thing.
If we talked about dragons, we might be here for an hour just talking about dragons. But
we can do a bonus episode just on dragons.
We could.
In 3 years.
We fucking could. Yeah, so let's see. It's a sacred female spirit dragon slain by gods or demigods. They just name a bunch of different ones, like Lamia, Campe, Echidna.
Oh, that's true. I guess technically she would be a Drakaina.
Yeah. Because
or Drakaina.
She's got literally the gross image that we see of her on her Wikipedia page is the same thing. It's the top part of a person and then the bottom part of snake.
However, if you look that up, that's your own fault. Don't do it.
If you want to see those legs spread apart, those snake legs.
I mean, Drakaina really sounds like vagina, so.
Well, there you go.
I'm just saying.
Oh god.
But yeah, I mean, they just mentioned Zeus.
Yeah, they really just mention things that it kind of is.
And our boy Argus!
Yes. Fucking love Argus. Love that boy. We really don't get enough of him in this series. I just love him.
We don't. I feel like all of our favorite characters are just the ones who don't get enough love.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Tyson's treated like shit every 5 seconds.
Well, Tyson...
Even the bad guy... treats him terribly.
At least Tyson's there a lot.
That's fair.
In this book, at least. But yeah, I mean, this mostly is just mentioning, a bunch of monsters. So it's like a monster type. It's just woman and dragon. And dragon could be, dragon just means giant serpent, basically. If you want to be simple as possible about what a dragon is.
Yeah. I mean...
OSP spent 20 minutes just talking about what dragons are.
I feel like the Drakaina, I guess just sort of, more is, this half-woman, half-dragon specification, maybe.
Yeah. It's a creature type.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I don't know how else to describe it. There really isn't a whole lot to say about it, but now I gotta talk about, let's see if I can say her name right. Yes. I was Polyphonte.
Yeah, it's either that or Polyphonte.
Yeah. She has a wonderful, wonderful name because it means Slayer of Many. That's
what I want.
Yep, and she's the mother of the two wonderful bear men that we meet in this chapter. Let's hear the story of how that happened. Fun stuff. It's
gonna be so great. I'm so looking forward to it.
There's a little bit more than what was said in the chapter. Parents important.
I mean, her grandfather's Ares.
Alright, I was getting there. I was just her poor parents. I don't recognize these names, but her grandpa was Ares. I can't fucking speak. Yeah, so she wanted to remain a virgin, So she became a companion of Artemis, as all the wonderful virgins do in mythology. Our wonderful arrow ace lesbian cult of Artemis. And as Aphrodite does when somebody's like, oh, you don't want to fuck? I curse you. I place a curse upon your house. Why she does this, I don't fucking know. She's Aphrodite. And so she causes Polyphonte to fall in love with a bear. At least this time she doesn't go to, like, Daedalus and be like, hey, can you make me, like, a bear suit so I can fuck it? I guess she just goes on and fucks it. Like, it doesn't actually describe that. It just says
I don't want it to describe that, thanks.
It doesn't even technically say that she fucks the bear. It just says that, like, she is caused to lust after it, and then she gives birth to bear sons. Maybe she didn't fuck it at all. Maybe she just lusted after it, and was blessed with bear children. Who knows? But also it's Wikipedia, so...
That's fair.
It might just be taking out that one sentence. But anyway, Artemis is like, no, you did the sex, and you also did gross sex, so you're out of my cult. Goodbye. See ya.
Well, even worse, she turns wild animals against her.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I mean, at least her father led her back home after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, at least she has parents who accept her.
Yeah, that's like one of the few fucking nice men ever.
Yeah. So she gives birth to Agrius and Aureus. They're big guys, they're strong. I love how it's like their feral parentage. I don't know why, but that just sounds funny to me. Oh. They honored neither men nor gods. That's wonderful. Okay, are they cannibals? It says they're cannibals, Taylor.
Okay. So my question is, okay. They were cannibals who attacked strangers on the road. So, theoretically, to be cannibals, they could possibly eat both men and bears.
Or other bear men.
If they find other bear men, that would be full cannibalism. I feel like it's only half cannibalism, if I'm just saying.
Taylor, I think you need to put on that bingo card, the Movie Night Crew Network bingo card. Just
vegan cannibalism.
Oh my god, because we talk about cannibalism so much.
Specifically vegan cannibalism.
So, Zeus despised the bear twins. Why? It doesn't say. So Hermes is sent to punish them.
I just spilled Dr. Pepper all down my boobs.
That's wonderful.
Sorry, continue.
You had to mention boobs because we didn't have any boob pictures for this, so there you go.
You're right.
But I was just gonna say, like, Hermes were sent to punish them. That's why, they get along so well with Luke. Because they all hate Hermes.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So, God, their hands and feet were severed. Or, they were almost severed. Okay. They were almost severed, but Ares stopped it. And instead, they were transformed into birds.
What the actual heck?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just remembered the bird part. I missed that sentence the last time I looked at this page. So,
I have so many questions.
Polyphonte is turned into a Strix, which I also want to talk about. I'm gonna do a quick tangent after this. But, let's see, Aureus is turned into an eagle owl? This is...
Good.
Yeah. Agrius is turned into a vulture. And then they also turned... Polyphonte's servant into something? They were going to, and then they didn't. Why? Wait, what? But it still says she was turned into something. I'm so confused.
That's because women.
They're like, oh, we're gonna turn her into something. Oh wait, we're not gonna turn her into something because she had nothing to do with it. And then it says she was turned into a woodpecker. I'm so confused by that wording. I'm really confused by that wording. What the fuck? I am glad that at the bottom it has a parallels and it mentions the Pasiphae and the Minotaur thing. Thank you. Thank you for reading my mind, Wikipedia. Oh, yoy, 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 yoy.
What a ride.
And also, the only pop culture references are, of course, in Percy Jackson!
Naturally. That's because these are such far-reach goddamn characters.
I think they're interesting, though, because it's so fucking weird! Okay. But I want to talk about Strixes for a quick second. Specifically, mythological Strixes. Just because I went on my usual rabbit hole of Wikipedia and mythology and folklore, and I found myself on this page like a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, okay, what's going on with this? Why is this owl just a mythology thing? And, I mean, it's not just Polyphonte. They're birds of ill omen, religious metamorphosis, fed on human flesh and blood, and also they're witches.
What?
They're witches. So
okay.
I told you this was gonna be weird when I said I wanted to go on this tangent.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, so it's like basically all the way near at the bottom of the page where it gets into that shit, but basically the word kind of like evolves in an interesting way, and it becomes like striges, and then I was like, striges, that sounds very similar to a different word that I know in Italian, which is strega, and that means witch.
Huh.
And at the bottom of this page it says modern derived term, strega, witch. And it's like, it's a weird etymological thing that happened, I guess. And it also means vampire in Romanian. It's strigoi in Romanian. It's some weird fun shit, and I'm just like, okay.
Okay, guys. Whatever you want to do.
I don't know, man. I just want to talk about that, because I found it interesting. Also, just like, why are these, like, weird owl birds, like, mythological? And... yes,
that's the answer.
Yes. It's just, like, a thing. They're vampire witch owls. That's what they are. I don't want to go into, like, too much detail, because I think they might come up in another book somewhere, but... yeah,
it says they come up in, looks like something in Trials of Apollo.
Yeah, so we'll probably talk about them again there, but, like, I just, like... mentally, I was just going back to my childhood, where my Italian grandmother read me Stregonana books, and I was like...
huh.
What? Wait, what? Which?
Is that your mom's mom?
No.
Oh, that's that? Well, Grandma?
Yep.
That doesn't fit with her character traits that I know.
I mean, okay. Yeah. I don't know, that I just needed to talk about a little thing that reminded me of childhood. Anyway.
Yay!
I just wanted to stretch out the myth section because, like, there was not a whole lot going on there.
That's fair. Okay!
And also, this chapter is, like, there's a lot that happens, but also, it's so short.
There's a lot, but not.
Like, it's a lot of conversation.
Yeah. It's fine.
Alright, let's talk about I have the worst family reunion ever. Yes, I can speak.
Yay! I appreciate Tyson being vocal about his distaste in this plan. Good job using your...
Can I just say, every time they say nobody in this book, I laugh.
Yeah.
Just every fucking time they say nobody, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. That's good.
Rick, did you do this purposely?
I mean, it's come up on a few times. Like, I feel like
it's purposeful.
Yeah. It would have to be.
Yeah, so they... the fact that, like, they were like, oh, we're gonna get the fuck out of here last chapter, and then, like, they heard Luke.
Now they're like,
nope, we have to follow him and know what the fuck's going on.
And Tyson's like, what if we didn't?
How about no?
What if we didn't? I appreciate him. He understands his priority.
I appreciate this boy who can hold 3 duffel bags as easily as I can carry a backpack. Actually, probably more easily than I can carry a backpack.
I was gonna say, I'm bad at carrying backpacks. I was like, I don't know about your backpack carrying ability, but mine's pretty
I have developed back issues in the past, like, year or two, so...
fine. We're really doing great.
No, we're not. We're really not.
Shh. It's so good.
Yeah, so, they're getting through there. Annabeth is invisible, and the other two are just, they're just there. This would be when an invisibility cloak would be helpful, but nope, we just have a hat.
Just have a hat. This is where Harry was blessed.
Imagine Tyson under the invisibility cloak with Percy and Annabeth, though.
What would happen is he'd probably, pick them up.
Yeah.
And would just sort of drape over his head.
But you'd see, his knees.
You'd still see his feet.
You would see his knees and below.
It's fine.
I do not imagine it being tall enough to cover all of him. Oh my god.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
I don't know what you're talking.
What?
I said I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine.
It's not fine. So apparently there's a Draken in the cargo hold. Fun. And guess who they hear talking that Annabeth recognizes? Chris Rodriguez. Some random kid from Cabin 11 who we were supposed to know, I guess, maybe?
Yeah, I think when I reread them last, I went to look to see if it comes up. He does not.
And that's because Percy didn't get to know anybody in Cabin 11, really. Except for Luke and, the Stoll brothers. And that's because they were the heads of the cabin.
That's fair. Yeah,
There were a lot of random kids in that cabin because they weren't claimed. And Chris is one of the people who wasn't claimed, right?
Yeah. He's just there.
So my name thing does not work on him. Because we do not know his godly parent.
Okay, Heat, come back on. That's fine. It's cold here. It's fine.
Yeah, I put my sweatshirt back on because I was cold again.
My feet are cold. Yeah, so we hear Chris Rodriguez. I mean, you even see Percy be like, I don't remember this kid really. It's fine.
I sort of remember him, but I didn't know. Just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, which is why we wouldn't know him.
I love the fact that Percy's like, I didn't need maps anymore to know I was getting closer to Luke. I sensed something cold and unpleasant, the presence of evil.
Voldemort?
I mean...
Wait, is Luke, a Dementor?
I don't know. You know what, I just realized Luke is the one with the scar, so he's the one who has to clutch his forehead and be like, my scar!
Is he gonna faint, too?
Yes.
Okay, for context, Joe and I have now watched the first 3 Harry Potter movies, and all I know about Harry is that, I said to Joe, Joe said this to me, he's like, so if something bad happens to somebody, it's Neville. And I was like, correct. And then I said, if somebody fainted, it's Harry.
If somebody fell on the floor for any reason, it's Harry.
Yeah, so that's how our movie watching is going, because, yeah.
The monsters in the candy store. We have Laestrygonians, we have some Hellhounds, and then we have the Drakaina. Drakaina? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just love these words.
There's too many A's and E's in this word.
Yeah.
There's just too many.
There's too many vowels here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm good.
I think next summer I'm gonna try and learn some Greek words. When I inevitably have to have my surgery, I can do that.
Have fun.
It'll go poorly.
So they're beating up a dummy that's wearing a Camp Affleck shirt, and that's kind of terrifying.
Well, especially when the person who's doing it looks like it's a person and not a monster.
Yeah.
So that means it's probably a half-blood.
Maybe.
Either that or...
Maybe it's Chris.
Someone who... Oh yeah, maybe it's Chris again. Maybe Chris moved real fast.
Who knows? Oh, then Tyson does his terrifying thing. Okay, we've entered a horror movie now. Where Tyson does this shit.
It's like walkie-talkies, but you don't know that somebody's walkie-talking you. And it's a living being doing it. It's fine.
That's an interesting way to describe it.
It's fine.
he just talks in their voices. And he can just hear them.
It's fine.
It's terrifying.
Charlie, it's fine. I promise. Nothing bad will happen.
Everything bad is happening.
Except then they find Cronus.
They're-
It's fine.
They find their favorite cousin.
Yes, because when I think of who I want to see on a regular day, it's that idiot.
Once again, I'm just gonna replace every time it says cousin with lesbians. If it isn't my two favorite lesbians.
I'm not gonna argue. I think that'd be funny. Excuse me.
That's just my favorite thing about the 90s Sailor Moon dubs. They made the lesbians into cousins. Because that makes it way less gay. No, actually, guys, that makes it incest. You didn't make it less gay. You just made cousins making out.
Well, they do it in La Vie Boheme in Rent. Like, yeah. Except they say brothers and sisters.
Nice.
It's fine. It's fine.
Is it fine?
Yeah.
Sure.
I tell myself that on a regular basis.
So do we like this room? I mean, like, this room looks like it's ready for a party. Like, they got some pizzas, they got some soda, they got some sandwiches, and then...
That is mahogany! That would have been my reaction. Although I would be a fan of those couches. They sound lovely.
Why does that meme still get me? It's been almost 10 years.
Shh. We'll pretend like it hasn't been almost 10 years.
Yeah, so
because it's such a classic line.
Yeah, it is a classic line. So it's a wonderful room, and then it has a sarcophagus with ancient Greek on it, which is very accurate. Luke, a little nicer than Cabin 11, huh?
Well, I don't know. His cabin in the movie was pretty nice.
Well, that's because he was living alone.
I was like, because he wasn't living in fucking Cabin 11.
Oh my god, his cabin in the movie, he was a Twitch streamer. Like, he was a fucking Twitch streamer.
Yeah. Like, if that had been a little... Oh, shoot, I just lost my bookmark. Brooke, come back. Brooke.
Your bookmark?
Wait, where did Haley go? I can't get them. I'm a mess.
We knew that.
There we go, I got Brooke. There, she can look at you now. I don't know where Haley went. Oh no, never mind, I wasn't using Haley, I was using Ron and Harry. I'm fine, guys. It's my last day of fall break. I'm like...
You're dying.
Functioning. It's fine.
I think you were saying something, but I don't know what it was anymore. I've lost.
Oh, something about the sofas. I'm here. Oh, now I remember. If this was set more modern day, Luke would have been a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Also, he's got a new look. He's an evil male model now.
He sounds exactly like every frat boy I met in college.
I just love the description, showing off what the fashionable college-age villain was wearing to Harvard this year. Wait. Okay, can we imagine that he is the guy in Legally Blonde? He's the ex-boyfriend. Fuck, what's his name?
It's something real dumb.
It is.
God, I'm gonna be so mad when I see this.
I know. I am. Warner, yes. Okay, so...
I was like, Turner? Turner's not right.
So, Luke, forever in my mind, is now Warner from Legally Blonde.
Good. That's fine. But even more douchey. Like, turn up the douche on Warner like another dial.
I don't think you can.
That's fair.
I think Warner is, like, the worst douche there is. I think...
Luke
is, like, more emo.
That's fair. Yeah, we get to another view of Backbiter, which we haven't seen since that time when, Percy almost died from Scorpion.
Percy almost died. You know, that was, like, every chapter. That time when Percy almost died. Just finish the sentence there.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. He tells them to sit. I'm really surprised he didn't make the bear twins, like, physically make them sit.
I thought that was gonna happen, honestly. I was just like, why didn't they just push them into seats? I guess it doesn't matter.
In my brain, all I could think about is him whipping out a wand and, like, pushing them over.
Yeah. I don't know, it's that classic thing where, like, sit, they don't sit, and they're forced. That's how the scene would go. Then we meet the assistants, the bearmen, and Luke tells us the little story.
And is Aureus a house elf? Because it sounds like he's a fucking house elf.
Yeah, that's
Luke
the vibes
makes
I
him
got.
go punish himself. Like, what the heck?
His brother makes him punish himself, not even Luke.
Wait, was it?
Yeah, it's Agrius who says go punish yourself.
Oh shit, it was him! Oh shit, for some reason thought it was Luke. No. That's even worse!
Nope, it's his bro. And Luke's just like, these are buffoons. I hate them so much, but I have to work with them. Because we all hate Hermes. But also, they're not birds. The important thing here is that they're not birds, and they should be birds.
They're in their bear shape.
Yeah. I don't know why they're still bear-shaped. They should be birds now.
Yeah. So, we finally get the confirmation that Luke poisoned the tree, although anybody who has a thinking mind probably figured that out by now.
What? Luke poisoned the tree? Plot twist!
Especially considering Percy figured it out, and it's Percy. We didn't sort him into Ravenclaw for a reason.
Yeah, it's not. Nope.
And Annabeth is, like, real dead on the inside after this one, because, like, Luke was saved by Thalia too. It wasn't just Annabeth who was saved in that moment. And he's killing her!
Okay, you know what?
And he's like, the Olympians are doing it. I'm like, you're the one who actively killed her!
You know what? Annabeth and Luke are right. They're both Mushu right now. They're like, dishonor on you! Dishonor on you! Like, they're going off about this shit. The gods dishonored her! How could you dishonor her? Just fuck off.
I will give Luke the point that the West is rotten to the core. He is correct on that note.
Rotten to the core.
It's
rotten to the core.
Not wrong.
Rotten to the core.
But Annabeth comes back with such a great fucking burn. Because you have none of your own referring to
burn!
Intelligence. For a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
She's doing that. That is an appropriate burn for a 13-year-old.
Yep. Then Luke be racist, which, like, we're not surprised about, but, like, we're still mad.
Yeah.
And then Luke's like, oh, of course, yeah, he's your brother, Percy. I knew, I heard, I know everything that's happening at camp. I have more spies. This is ominous.
Why spies? Why? No.
Technically, he says, I have friends at camp. And Percy's like, spies. And
I want like a audio recording of the noise Tyson makes.
Yeah. The fact that Luke is trying to use, like, the whole fact that Tyson was claimed as Poseidon's kid to make Percy, like, turn against his dad? Like, you gotta hate your dad because he created this guy.
Even though Tyson's saved him, like, 20 times already.
Exactly.
In chapters.
Luke.
It's fine.
Have you met this Hufflepuff? Have you met this boy, this sweet boy, Percy Jackson?
They are both Hufflepuffs. They are stuck together now. That was another big complaint from Joe. Do we ever see anything from the other two houses? And I just said no.
What other two houses?
We get to meet, like...
There are only two houses at Hogwarts. They're Gryffindor and Slytherin.
He was unhappy about that.
And Slytherin only appears when they need an antagonist that is a child. Yeah. And not Voldemort.
or Snape.
Yeah.
So, that reminded me of that. And then Luke brings up the fucking prophecy that we still don't know, because Chiron didn't tell Percy.
But it has to do with your 16th birthday. What's that mean?
We know.
What's that mean?
We know that much now. That's cool.
So, when you turn 11, you get your Hogwarts letter. But when you turn 16, you get a prophecy! Yay!
Yay! Except that's exactly what I wanted.
No, you don't. We've talked about this, Taylor. You don't go to the fucking Oracle.
Stop me. You can't. You're too far. I'm closer to New York City than you are.
You're writing...
Barely.
You're gonna die. You're writing your own death certificate by going to the Oracle.
The fact of me dying has that phased me before.
Listen, we're supposed to do this podcast forever. You're not allowed to die.
I can be a ghost. You don't know. I love... Luke calls Percy a fool, and that's Tyson's breaking point.
Percy is
not
not a
everything
fool.
else. Not when he was being having insults thrown at him.
Yeah.
When Percy's called a fool.
The only reason the Bear Twins are here is so that, like, Tyson can't just immediately beat Luke up. That's why Rick was like, we need somebody stronger than Tyson for the moment, because otherwise this would be too easy of a fight.
And it's good that Percy realized to mention Hermes, or else Tyson might have been squished.
Your father sent us!
His face turned the color of pepperoni.
That's so cute. That
is not the word I would use when I would say somebody's face turned red, but okay.
That sounds like a 12-year-old thing. Like, that...
I love it.
And Luke is literally roaring. He wants it all to burn because he's such a fucking emo!
And that's when we found out. Okay, so the amount of times I almost wrote Thanos when writing my recap today was too many.
Okay, but Luke doesn't want to take out half the gods.
He wants to take out all of them. It's fine.
Equality.
Yeah.
Sorry, I lied. That's genocide. Godly genocide. It's fine.
It's fine. He does make a good point here when Annabeth says it's gross that he's, like, reforming one piece by piece, and she says it's gross.
The last piece is his dick.
When he says, what?
The last piece is his dick.
Naturally. Isn't that how it works in one of the Egyptian?
Yes! Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking about, too. It's like with Osiris, but actually they couldn't get his dick back. They had to make him one, specially.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But she mentions the fact that Athena's born out of Zeus's split skull. So, you know, like, that was a point on Luke's.
Do we know how Annabeth was born again? I can't remember if it talked about that yet.
It might not be told.
I don't know, but she wasn't born naturally either.
Yeah.
So.
Join us and you'll be rewarded. We'll give your mother a mansion. Annabeth, you can be an architect. Yeah, she could do that without you, bitch. Go to Tartarus.
Here's another one. Why don't you tell Percy he can be a pro skater? That's his dream. Percy is a skater boy.
He said, "See you later, Luke." Because he was forced to because security took them away. So we get the Ethiopian Draken. So we've seen the female and male versions of them, but it seems like the Ethiopian Draken is more dangerous than the Drakaina.
Okay, so I think the Draken, however you want to fucking say it. I thought it was a Draken.
I keep saying Draken because of the character from Kim Possible.
Oh, okay. I don't know, my brain says Draken, but...
Whatever.
Yeah, so I feel like that's supposed to be just a dragon, and not a dragon person.
Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah. So I think that one's just a beast that's gonna eat them.
Yeah. So Aureus is the only one sent, and Agrius has to stay back. Okay, this time they do refer to what Kronos is in as a casket. That would be more accurate than a sarcophagus.
Yeah, but they're gonna keep calling it a sarcophagus. Like...
I know, but... Aureus, don't fail me. Stay in the hold to make sure the Draken is properly fed. Oh, buddy.
And then Percy's like, but wait, Tyson can beat just one of the Bear Twins.
Now! Thank God that they have their brotherly connection, so that he understood.
Yeah, thank God we have Tyson. Once again, Tyson saves the day, guys.
We are not having a blast in the pool. Oh no. We are not having a blast in the pool.
It's so stupid. The zombie tourist.
Thankfully, they get to a goddamn lifeboat, because that's cool.
Yep.
Before a guy in Greek armor got to them because he slipped in a goddamn puddle of pina colada.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thank you, Tyson, for attacking a hellhound with a fire extinguisher. Of all the things to attack the hellhound with.
Yeah.
That's very amusing.
You know.
Everything about this scene is just great. Just like...
They're good now, and they're falling towards the ocean. They're free falling.
So Riptide can cut rope. That's a good thing.
So
it just can't cut people.
Well, maybe the rope is a monster.
Oh, monster rope. My favorite type of
The rope is actually a snake. They use snakes to hold the boats.
It's fine. It's just serpents all the way down.
It is. We're renaming the book.
It's the new hit book by John Green.
Serpents all the way down.
It's fine.
No, it's not. Taylor, what's your plug this week?
My plug is Project Hail Mary, because I just finished it in the day before I should have it read for book club. I'm really good at being the head of a book club.
Really good.
It's written by Andy Weir, which people might recognize as the author from The Martian. Basically, I can't give too much description or it gives away most of the plot, but Earth is in danger. They send this Hail Mary mission into space to try and fix what's causing the issue on Earth, and we look at their last-ditch effort at saving the Earth. It makes science weirdly accessible for people who are not science-y, and it's wonderful.
That's good.
I super recommend the audiobook, the sound editing, the voices that are used. Like, I don't know if I would have finished the book had I read it, just because of all the science jargon, but it was so well done in the audiobook form. So, that is my recommendation. You probably heard it plugged on other shows, specifically the restricted section. On my episode, I know both Tina and Leela plugged it.
Of course.
So.
Makes sense.
It's fine. What is your plug?
Okay. So, I think, is this gonna be my last Scooby-Doo thing to plug? It might be. Because technically I'm no longer on the Scooby-Doo train. I'm onto other things, but
okay.
I felt like I have to plug this movie because it's fucking ridiculous. What?
Is it Scoob?
No. It's Scooby-Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery.
What?
So you know Kiss the band?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the movie. They help solve the mystery. And the reason I learned about this movie, like, long before I ever saw it, was because of, like, Tumblr videos that I was sent where the band members of Kiss did magical girl transformations a la Sailor Moon. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is a real movie? And it's a Scooby-Doo movie. And those were not edits. Those happen in the movie.
So do they go from, like, their everyday selves and magically transform into, like, their Kiss selves?
No, they're always wearing the makeup.
Oh, okay.
I don't even remember if they, like, actually do costume transformations, but, like, they have magical powers. They're magical girls.
Oh my god.
And it's just fucking weird. And even better than that, like, okay, like, slight tangent, but one of my favorite ever Scooby-Doo episodes also has Kiss. It's in What's New Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo Halloween. It's one of my favorite ever Scooby-Doo episodes.
You know what? I'm not even gonna try and process this.
I don't know why Kiss is in that episode, but they are. And this movie is all centered around Kiss. Dude, I'm not even gonna plug them, but, like, there were, 2 movies that were about the WWE, and I watched both of them, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
What the heck?
It's not even my plug, because they were weird.
Okay. Okay.
My dude, I went through, like, almost everything that's Scooby-Doo that I could find on the internet, and this is what I found, man.
It's like me with VeggieTales recently.
Oh my God.
Y'all, I watched Lord of the Beans for the first time in 16
Well, you also
years.
watched that because of, Talking About, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, because I wanted to be prepared when she covered it.
But you weren't
16
prepared
years
to
since
see
I-
it.
Sort of.
You weren't prepared.
My brain was not prepared for what I saw. The orcs are sporks.
Ah! The sporks!
Sauron is scary man.
I'm done.
So, don't watch unless you're ready to facepalm the entire time.
I swear.
Because somebody said that was good. VeggieTales also has a Pinocchio parody called Pistachio.
Of course it does. I swear I used to have a computer game that was VeggieTales. I have, like, fever dream memories of this.
Where it was, like, a carnival sort of thing?
No.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad we both are thinking of two different VeggieTales computer games. Terrifying.
I don't even fucking know what it was. But I remember it, and it was definitely VeggieTales. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
This was a fucking episode.
Charlie,
and we didn't even have a guest.
Charlie, get it. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
It's not.
The darkness that is my apartment, because it's slowly gotten darker and darker.
You didn't turn a light on?
I didn't turn on the light. Yeah, that's too far away.
Usually it's me who does that, not you.
Well, normally I record in our bedroom, but today, so. Okay, goodbye, Charles. Get out of my cabin.
No. You said it so politely, so I did a question mark no.
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. You can follow me, Taylor, at Taylor from Cabin 6 on Instagram, and Historical Femme, spelled FEMME, on Twitter. Catch me on episodes of the Restricted Section, Hell from Elsewhere, and True Stories of a Tryhard.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, mainly Instagram and Tumblr. But on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm not salty about. No, not at all. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack. That's MACK.
Our music was written by Nora Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian Emmerich. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your pod. We are proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features the Restricted Section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time, and the Movie Night Crew. Join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies.
Alrighty.
It's movie night.
Grab your popcorn,
Grab your coffee. Grab your friend.
grab a cat.
And let's go.
Who directed this?
What year did it come out?
Is that girl from that show?
Who wrote this?
Where's the cat?
Who would you rather bang?
Pass the popcorn.
Does this pass the Bechdel test?
What about the Steve Buscemi test?
Does a woman literally speak in this movie?
Oh my god, a dog.
This reminds me of in Harry Potter when...
Are we recording?
What did the critics say?
It's a guilty pleasure.
What's your rating?
Can you be quiet?
Oh my god.
Movie Night Crew.
It's just like watching movies with your friends.
And then arguing about it after.
Every Sunday wherever you get podcasts.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday. And Charlie looked onward through the endless hourglass of eternity, down the barrel of centuries worth of Riordan source material.
That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.